Ah,
Come
nine
on,
more.
the Arsenal.
9 more games. 9 more games.
9 more finals.
9 more games. 9 more.
Bro, I expected 2 things from this game. A win and a good performance. But I didn't get both. And I'm at peace because I got the most important one, which is the win. But talking about that performance, I don't want to go with the negatives to start with. Who would you say is your man of the match, just off the bat?
Raya.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes.
Raya.
Yes.
No. If not for Raya, we will be saying something else right now. But I mean, that was the most convincing person
Yeah.
from the beginning to the end of the game.
The end.
So that's why I
It
would
looks
say
like
Raya.
everybody had an error in them in this game.
Yeah. So, but everybody felt like they didn't do what we normally expect of them, or
Yeah.
they did not get to the levels that we are familiar with and stuff like that. But aside from, I mean, it was a tense game. But I feel like the rest of the games of the season would always
Yeah.
be like this because of the situation we find
Absolutely.
ourselves in.
Regardless of the
But
team, regardless of what position they are on, it's
nah,
going to be a nervy one. And before we even
ah,
get to talking about so much of the nerves, right? Just to still keep the topic on Raya, I was having a conversation with someone, an Arsenal fan yesterday, who asked me one question. I'm going to put this question back to you. Would you say David Raya is one of the top 10 best goalkeepers in the world?
top 10,
Top 10.
of course,
All right. We
top
were ha-
five, Seth, top
yeah, so
five,
we
Seth.
had this conversation because
Ah,
he was highlighting the fact that David Raya has not been all that. And I'm happy that today I would still pick up the call from him to talk about the fact that we won and also put the question back to him that do you think David Raya is a world-class goalkeeper? And wait for his answer because his performance today is not short of world-class. Like that save after the bounce, like that ball was a curler
yeah,
and it bounced in front of him and he
yes,
was quick to react
yes.
in
It was
that
a
moment.
late. It was a very late reaction. It was
And
a very late reaction.
when we talk about late reactions, I don't think anybody comes close to David Raya in quality.
Nah, nah. Late, quick reactions, short.
Yes.
You know, quick reactions in short, in very, very short or late times. I feel like
Absolutely.
so. This is where even when the conversation about Saliba, Gabriel, Saka, that which level are we putting them? That are they world class or whatnot? The main thing that always different, the main thing that it always boils down to is
Mm-hmm.
titles. Is
Yeah.
is always how is always titles. So I feel like we are getting there. Yes, I can understand them saying like, "Oh, he's not there yet." Oh yeah, of course, because you have not seen him like right now. I think this was a game for um that is also going to not just impact Arsenal, but it's also going to impact the Spanish national team because it's like two
Absolutely.
Spanish goalkeepers were on display today, and we
Yes.
we all know who had the better game. So I feel like yeah, it's it always boils down to when the titles come in, when all those things come in, the
And talking about
conversations the conversations of all these players is going to be different.
yes.
Declan Rice,
Yeah.
Saliba, Gabriel, Saka,
Yes.
all these guys, because now they'll be part of a story that has been
Absolutely.
building for like 22 years or 24
Absolutely.
years.
And I'm hoping that at the end of the day, right, this conversation of who is world class and all of that will be sorted by a title. But before we get it over the line, let's talk about the nerves. Bro, to me, it feels like the whole stadium, the fans, the coach, the coaching staff, the
The club,
players, the seat,
the club, all of
the
us,
club,
the
the
fans,
tifo,
everywhere,
everybody, everybody's
even
under pressure.
even Win. I'm sure Win will be under pressure wherever,
Win the
wherever
dog is
he is.
under pressure too.
Yes, wherever she is, or he, I'm not even sure, but she'll be under pressure. Everybody. Now, right now is all about mental strength and the
Yeah.
display of that mental strength because it's not about tactics anymore. It's not about do we have the players. It's not about who is injured. How can we know how to reshuffle. We know if something happens now. We have the team. So it's not about tactics as well
Hmm.
because we know all of that has shown us to be on top, but it's
Yeah.
about mental strength. It's about ah, can we do it? Can we get it over the board? And
I
and
don't
nine
know.
games.
I
Oh
don't
man,
know
this
what I don't know what Ateta is going to be telling them, getting them prepared for the next game or getting them prepared for the second half.
mm,
But I think Ateta has done his own part. Like
ah,
even if he doesn't say much at this point, I think we've come in this process and in this journey to a place where the players should find it within themselves to drown out the noise, even the
mm-hmm,
noise from the fans in the stadium,
mm-hmm.
and put up a professional performance to finish off this season.
I
And
agree.
I think this is going to be something that needs to happen amongst themselves. Voices that need to be loud should be loud amongst themselves to actually get them to clarify that you guys are professionals. You guys are at this club not by merit, not by charity. It's by merit. We have
Mm-hmm.
everything it takes.
Yes.
And blurring out the sound for me, even like all of the press conference talk and all that stuff, not saying too much and keeping everything inside. Because someone like Declan Rice, I know he speaks a lot. I know he's very comfortable, in any press conference. But I feel like we shouldn't even be talking too much at this stage of the season. Like, let everybody just keep the energy within and focus on each game, each play,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
each pass,
Mm-hmm.
each contention for the ball, every duel. Dial in, because it feels like we are looking forward to the next thing, and we're messing up what is currently in front of us. And when I say this, I'm having one player in mind. Easy.
Hmm.
If you watch his style of play, Eze is capable of these things, but it's like he wants these things to happen so fast that he's now not doing the basic and fundamental that he should be doing. Receiving the pass, turning on the pass, and dropping a pass. Today, I was wondering what was going on. Why is he in his head so much that when I was watching the game, even when they were walking out of the tunnel? Did you watch that part of the game?
No, I didn't really pay attention to it.
So, as they were walking out of the tunnel, Eze was the last man behind Gyökeres, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
gap between him and Gyökeres was too much. Like, he was too far away and a little bit lackadaisical in comparison to the momentum of the rest of the team walking out.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they stood on the line. Now, I'm observing these little details because I'm looking at this guy as someone that is not just a good player, but a very big fan of the club.
Mm-hmm.
And I need him to be able to put away that fanboy status and put on his professional status and do a job, because he's looking to, okay, would I actually do what is right? Can I, contribute to the team and let us get the win or the fantastic goal, but no, I need him to actually stay on track, because we could have finished this game in the first half, bro. I don't
I
know if you're
agree.
on that, if you believe that as well, because
So I
I felt
feel,
like
yeah, I feel he was trying too much. He was
too
forcing it.
much,
He
too
was
much,
overcomplicating the
simple
scenarios
things.
because you were in the situation. Even the long range shots that you were talking about, like as we were talking in the halftime,
Yeah.
that was the harder choice to make, right? Even when you're making double touches, even the shots that he had in the second half that
Mm,
Saka laid off to him
yeah,
and
that Sanchez saved.
and Sanchez saved. That was too close to the keeper. I know Eze is ambidextrous. He's comfortable with the left and right, but his right is stronger.
Stronger.
So even in that situation, that was no, that was going to be like the classy finesse finish and stuff like that. But if you are all about like putting it to the net, you are pushing it with your right foot and taking it on, even
Yeah.
if you are still going back to that angle that you wanted to go, wanted to finish the ball in, then it will be farther to the keeper than a corner, a finesse shot that came closer to the keeper. Anyway, but all of this is just coming in
Yeah.
to say that he's complicating things right now,
Yeah.
and that is kind of leading him to do more than necessary.
More than
Because
necessary.
right now we just need to do the basic things.
Basics.
The just I was telling you at halftime that just do like it's the beginning of the season where all you have to do is just to win your next game. You're not thinking of the next two games
Yeah.
or
Not thinking of the
somebody
next thing.
else. You're not thinking of anything. Just like all I have to do is just win my game. Because basically, is all you have to do right now. Win your game. Don't think about what's this person's result. So if the person drops points, does that give you the opportunity to drop points? Or
Mm.
for you to win your game and continue to increase the gap? Because assuming we were 9 points ahead right now,
Yeah.
there will be less pressure on these boys, and
Absolutely.
I can tell you that it will be easier for players like Eze that we're talking about now to do the basic things,
The basic things well. Yeah.
which will just continue the momentum and everything. So don't let the pressure of, oh, we should have been maybe 9 points and now we are 5 points, and if you lose your game and Man City wins their game, you don't have to think of all of that.
At all. And I hope that they are not thinking too much of that. And that's why I
Because
say like,
basically that's where all the noise is coming from
yeah,
media, from fans. The
media, the
pressure,
fans,
the pressure we're talking about is like, if we don't win now, if we drop points, like what would it cost us in the whole title race? Just win your game. Either if you're 9 points ahead or you're 5 points behind, whatever, just win your game. Because imagine if we're chasers, just like we were like last season or
yeah,
the previous season.
two
Is it
seasons
not
ago.
just to win your game? Just to win your game.
That's all we have to
But
do. But you know what? We're sounding as if we didn't win this game.
it
We
was
won
a
this
good
game.
win. It was
It
a
was a
good
good
no.
win.
Chelsea now, our boys now. We're not
We just,
we made it difficult for ourselves. It wasn't as if
yeah,
Chelsea
we
came
did.
up with anything.
We
It
did.
wasn't.
But I think our defenders came crucial to the game. Our keeper
It,
came most crucial to the game. And that just shows how far we've come in terms of our defensive solidity. Like, we are good at the back, and our backliners actually give us something going forward. Big ups to Saliba as well. Like, he now is the last person to
Nkapie.
come on this, yeah, to come on the score sheet. You know,
Nkap.
Saliba hasn't scored this whole season. This is his first
Yeah.
goal this season. So everybody in the team has scored so far.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True
so
that.
he was the
True
last
that.
person to get his goal.
True
Now,
that.
if you look at our backline, right? Basically, our backline is the one that actually won us this game.
For sure.
And when I say backline, I'm talking from the keeper to the defenders.
The back five.
That error
Yeah.
from Hincapié, yeah, anybody, it could have happened to anybody. But that
Yeah.
was just a sloppy moment. But it was,
Yeah.
I would owe it more to the fantastic delivery from Rich James, right? More than any other thing. But altogether, our defenders had a great game. Like, fantastic. Now my question. This is the one we're talking about in halftime. The weakest part of our game is in going forward. And when I say going forward, I'm not even saying before the final third. It is the final third. Like, the decision making in the final third is
Mm-hmm.
what has put us on a back foot most of the season now. Yes, we have goals. Yes, we've scored goals in games where when we get into our flow state, we can pump anything with 4 goals.
Mm-hmm.
But in crucial games where we are just meant to nick things and put things over the line, our attack is looking faulty. Like, it's not clicking. But
Yeah.
to me, it seems we have decent pieces together. So what then is the issue? Why is the attack not as prolific as we see them on paper?
I
Trossard,
would I would say I would say um I'll put it on time and how long have they played, like maybe like form, and also like because if we're starting from how we're saying our defensive department won us the game,
yeah,
the defensive side of Arsenal that we're seeing today
yeah,
is the department that is the oldest in this project of ours. That
Yeah.
what I mean by oldest, like the core has been the core has played well because if we're talking about Saliba, Gabriel, centre back pairing, that's
Yeah.
about 3 to 4 years old,
Yeah. And they have a good one.
barring injuries and all. Our goalkeeper, yes, we've changed Raya. We've changed basically in the beginning of our project because Brett Leno was not, I don't think he was part of the project. Because I'm saying from the beginning of our project was Ramsdale and Raya.
Are you sure our
So,
project did not start with Martinez?
well, true, Sha, because the
Yeah.
FA Cup that, well, anyway, but talking about like building, right? But
Yeah, I
now,
get you.
now the Timbers introduction and the Incapie, who is the youngest amongst the back five in terms of time spent, I think has been more. If you still want to break down the defensive department, it still boils down to the centre back pairing. It
Yeah.
starts from them.
Yeah.
Everything else starts from
Yeah.
them. So that department, that solidity that we're seeing in that defense boils down to those two, and it's because they've spent time together.
Mm.
Now the attack, we talk about how if Kai Havertz is in our team right now, we play better. Is because
Yes.
the structure of how we play, he's used to it. Like he's basically he was. Remember when Ateta bought him, and he was talking about how key he was. Ateta
Mm.
actually bought him to play in the midfield. Circumstance led him to play striker for us, and we
Yeah.
saw his success. Now
Mm-hmm.
we can see how Kai Havertz can be very, very important to us in that midfield, playing behind a striker like Gyökeres, who is
Yes.
also a recent signing. So we're
Yeah.
talking about the cohesion of that front department is going to come with time. That's when they will be as good on the field as we see them as being that good on
Yeah.
paper. We know Bukayo is a star boy. We know what Bukayo can do. He can take you in, he can take you outside. Trossard as well. Maybe we're now seeing the tail end of him. We can say, okay,
Yeah. Trossard,
we need more
Trossard didn't have
exciting
a
and
fantastic
pressureless.
game.
Yeah,
Trossard didn't have a fantastic game, but I would always dub my heart for Trossard because he has been a
he's one of the
crucial
best
player.
finishers in the club. He's been
Yeah.
very,
So
very key for us. Very, very key.
So
Very, very key.
I would say what you've actually broken down is pinpoint accurate in the sense that I see the the lack of cohesion in bringing things together in our
Yeah,
attack because
yeah.
we know Martinelli, Trossard, they've been on the left, they played on the left. We know what they are capable of. We know their strong points. We know
Mm-hmm.
Saka. We know what he's capable of. Yes, Noni is
Mm-hmm.
new, but Saka is still the starter. But you
Mm-hmm.
see how they are contributing and collaborating with the point man Gyökeres.
Mm-hmm.
I think that gap in terms of how he plays and how they
Mm-hmm.
play is still
Mm-hmm.
obvious.
Yeah.
Hence, at some stage in the season, we felt like Gyökeres was feeling some way towards Saka
Yeah.
regarding him not playing
Yes.
enough. But I
Yes.
think what you just explained is the reason for such scenarios because
Exactly.
Saka hasn't really had that time and cohesion with him yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you see,
Mm-hmm.
when Kai Havertz came into the team,
Mm-hmm.
we saw that the combination of Kai Havertz and Gyökeres in front of him was a lot better because Kai Havertz is used to playing that type of role, which was his real key role in Leverkusen before he came, playing behind
Yes.
the striker, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
him able to link up with Gyökeres shows that the inefficiency of our attack comes from the lack of cohesion and understanding from the wingers
Exactly.
to our point man. But
Exactly.
talking about our point man today, I would say Gyökeres in the first half was the most encouraging of our attackers.
I wasn't expecting him to be taken off for Kai. I was
Yeah, I was
telling you, like,
expecting easy.
I
Yeah,
expected Eze to go off for Kai. I don't know why
yeah.
they took him off. I'm just putting it on. Maybe they're just like, making sure, um, they keep him fresh and maybe like get Kai to have some minutes. And I don't know. And
I
also
understand.
maybe to also give Eze the 90 minutes that he
He
was
believes he
angry
deserves.
for, that he was saying, Ateta was saying something about how um that that was before the North London derby
Yeah.
that Eze was upset with him for taking him off for blah 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 and everything that. Anyway, you played North London derby, you played well. Now they're giving you 90 minutes. Now they're giving you 90 minutes and you did not add on what
Yeah.
we saw in North London derby. So now that Kai is back, the less minutes he's going to start having
Yeah.
if he keeps on playing like this.
Rightfully so. And I think I'll put it on the fact that Eze is playing in a big club now, and the
Mm-hmm.
dynamics of team changing up their tactics against a big club is more frequent than he has experienced.
Yeah.
And right now, his ability to adapt his game is exposed, that he's a little bit more limited because Eze is only a threat, right? In and around the 18-yard box.
Mm.
He's majorly a threat. Like that's where Eze does his work.
Mm-hmm.
But when we face a team that establishes a mid block, if you
Yeah.
notice, he doesn't
Mm-hmm.
position himself in a way where he can actually start a transition.
Yeah. And when he now receives the ball deeper, he did it in the beginning of the season when he always looked up and saw the runner
Yeah,
and could play the long ball. I can remember him and Martinelli almost. I think they have like 3 goals, 3 goal contributions like that.
yeah,
Plus the Champions League and all. So even in those moments where the mid block is now like high up their defensive line, and we are now receiving the ball in our own mid lower mid block. Those things, those he can. We've also seen his creative prowess in those angles, right?
yeah.
But I think that it's more about calming down and just realizing it's your team. Like you are not like trying to like impress, like trying. We know
You know
you
you
are.
have the quality.
We know you are it. So just relax and just play. It's your
Yeah,
team right now. So don't try and like, oh, like I want to like work so hard. I want to like do the hard things for me to impress. Like just do the simple things. Play
simple thing.
one time. You are known to play shots one time with your right, with your left, either one.
Yes,
So play it from outside of the box. Play it. Those are things. That's the
we
easy
want to see more of that. We
that we
want to see
know.
more of that.
So
We
right,
want,
just relax, play ball.
but I have to give them credit. We did the job, but I would like us to get into the player ratings, right?
Mm,
For me, I would say yes, my man of the match is David Raya to start with. So if
mm-hmm.
I'm going to rate him, I'll give him a 9/10.
Okay.
Um, that was a fantastic performance. He kept us in that game, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But for you, what would you give?
Yeah,
Is
I
that a
think.
unanimous decision?
Yeah, sure. He's
Okay,
like
so
9 plus his saves.
yeah,
Especially he made multiple
key
not
save,
mo- key saves, and
absolutely.
um and his distribution was not really bad because he was really like trying to like get the tempo faster, especially after claiming balls and all.
Yes.
But yeah, I that's 9 is the first score.
So what would you say for our right back during Timber today?
Your Timber, I'll give your Timber like a 7.5.
Ah, okay.
Yes, he
I would
scored.
say I'll round it up to 8 because he scored.
Yeah, because he scored.
Yeah.
But I also saw how when that first half, there were times where the attack was just very placid because again, he doesn't make the overlapping runs. He doesn't make those runs. There was this link up pass that Gyökeres like laid off. If it was Ben
Mm,
White, that was clear.
that was
That was
clear
clear. You understand? Ben White could score. Ben White could square. Ben White could square for
because he
Trossard. He could do
he
everything.
was
So
he was he was on the blind side of that Chelsea defender,
exactly.
but
But
he didn't read the
he just
overlap.
didn't
Yeah.
make that run. He just,
Yeah.
so I felt like um the attack that we're talking about that didn't flow. That
Mm,
was also part of it. So yeah, but because he scored, I can agree with 8 as well.
yeah. For to the other side, our left back Hincapié. What
So
would you?
that's somebody that I would have jumped at 8 for because
Mm,
of not just his defensive contribution, but his attacking contribution. He was
contribution.
running, he was putting in crosses that really disturbed them. I mean, few of them might have worked out. I think he created like two key chances and all, but he made those overlapping runs to the point where even when Neto went off, he was taking advantage of that
Yeah,
space.
yeah.
So I would say an 8 plus the defensive
I
contribution.
absolutely agree. In fact, I was even going to say a little bit more about Hincapié in the sense that he's putting Calafiori out of the team,
Easy.
and that is an outstanding feat. I was explaining this to someone in the sense that the depth of the squad
Mm-hmm.
shows in situations like this where once you don't have run of games, no matter the quality you have as a player, you're definitely not going to have the playing form. But
Mm-hmm.
the person that is deputizing for you,
Mm-hmm.
because he has so much quality and
Yeah.
has a run of games and playing form,
Mm-hmm.
Ateta won't risk it.
And once the person enters and he catch form, just
Yes.
wait till the person doesn't catch form again, or
Yes. So
be
is either he
or be
plays
playing
himself
cup
out of
games.
form
Yeah,
for Calafiori to come in, or Calafiori gets game time, and hopefully he would in March because we have other tournaments
we
to
have games. We
yeah.
have
So
games.
and I would say he's a fantastic loan signing, but I know he has to be fully, signed because this
No,
guy
for sure,
is giving
for
us
sure.
what we want
He's like
from our
Gabriel.
left back.
He's like Gabriel on the left wing.
Yes, I even with his shenanigans and all that, I like it. I like
Yeah,
it. And I'm looking at our right back situation with Ben White in terms of all of the injuries. The debutant for Timber, I think the gap is pulling out not because of the quality of Ben White, but because of the staying fit situation. And
yeah,
I'm hearing rumors that we are in the market looking for a right back to
for
be able to
yeah.
debut. Yeah, but altogether, I would say those two guys were fantastic in the game. Now to our centre backs, Saliba. What would you say for Saliba?
So now, because now Saliba also scored, but
Mm-hmm.
Saliba also made some risky, like
Risky things,
especially when Cole Palmer
uncharacteristic
caught
of
him.
him.
I'm like, come on, So again, maybe like 7.5 or 8, because
I would even say, honestly, for his standards, yeah,
yeah,
I'm gonna say a 7.
yeah,
Yeah, he scored the goal, which is fantastic. I want to give him more than a 7, but
yeah,
because he was unusually below standard,
yeah,
I
in
would
other
say a
things,
7.
yeah,
That might be harsh, but that's just my own.
yeah.
Yeah, Gabriel, I would say Gabriel did a 7 as well, a
I
good
think the
7.
centre backs were put under pressure, or something,
Yeah,
they also Gabriel made some key blocks in
key
that second
blocks.
half. You
Yeah,
know, he made some key blocks. But I think I'll give him an 8 because he was very key for us. Also, very important in the first goal as well.
yeah,
So
no,
yeah,
no doubt. The only reason why I would say Saliba is on the 7, which I would say that 7 is caveated with, is really an 8, but I'm giving 7 because of
yeah,
the
because of his usual
standard.
standard. Yeah,
Yes, his usual
his
standard.
usual
But I'm
standard.
happy
Yeah,
for him that he got the goal. It's a
yeah,
fantastic goal, and that gives us momentum to the next game. But going
absolutely.
into the midfield, I will start with Zubimendi. Zubimendi for me, I will say, I don't know. I think the pressure, not pressure. I think the intensity of the league is creeping up on him. It's been a lot of games in his legs.
Even
I
Rice. Even
even
Rice.
Rice, even
Rice was
Rice. I will not
gassed
lie. Like
today. Rice was gassed. He
when
was
he made that run to get the ball back,
he was
and it
and
was,
tried to kick it back to
I was
Raya.
like,
I
oh,
was
Rice,
like, guy,
Rice needs to leave now.
they should sub him. I was like, this guy is tired. They should
He's
sub him.
knackered. He's gone.
Nah. I think
So
both of them showed some like lack of legs,
yeah,
and they showed some signs of being tired. So and that also affected how they impacted the team going forward. in the
Yeah.
attack.
Yeah.
So I don't
Transitions
think
were
I think both of them I'll give them both seven.
yeah.
Yeah.
They did a job. They kept the game
Yeah,
ticking. Rice actually looked more secure as a six because he was actually coming in deeper.
exactly.
Zubimendi wasn't, really as involved as we would like him to be, but
To be
he
honest,
had
I'll
those
give
moments.
Zubimendi like six. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll give him a six compared because
Yeah.
in terms of the work that he did on the field, he
Yeah.
didn't do as much, right? But
Exactly.
he kept it ticking along in some moments. But I think Rice did more than he did, so I would
Yeah.
say seven Rice, six
Six
for Zubi.
Zubimendi. Yeah.
Then Eze,
Four.
yeah,
Four.
yeah.
That was below average. That
Before
was.
they went a man down, to be very
I was
honest with
already.
you.
I was already calling for a sub.
Yes, and when they went a man down, you start seeing him more on the ball, and
Mm,
I realized that this guy basically needed more space.
yeah.
And if you cannot play when you don't have enough space, if you cannot adapt to the fact that the opposition will not give you that much space, then there is a serious conversation we should be having. Do you
Exactly.
understand?
Nah.
Because
I was like, it's just that we don't have any other option. That was why I was calling for Kai Havertz sub early.
yeah,
Like, if there's any other person now, I can get more from that position than what Eze gave me today.
absolutely.
I
Because
can get
for
more from him.
large portions of the game, he was actually missing.
Yeah,
Because
he was.
even
Even
with the
the
distribution, even with
even
Raya's
the
distribution,
even with the 1 man down,
yeah,
even with him getting more space and getting balls, Kilo Fisher, nothing,
nothing much.
nothing.
Except for that save that Sanchez had to make, right? In that
Yeah.
moment. Aside from that, I can't really recall him doing anything. But he had those moments, even in the first half, where I'm like, these passes is something that he will normally take one time, but he's taking
Mm-hmm.
too many touches.
2 touches, 3 touches. Why?
So I'm like, this is not working. For me, I'm hoping that Kai Havertz actually stays fit, at least for
Yeah.
the last, let's say for the last 6
Hmm.
games. For sure, for sure. I need him in our team, either as the supporting striker that can combine with Gyökeres, because at this point, bro, we are at the wire and we need to be
Yo,
cognizant of even the goal difference. Because
even that,
this,
even the
yeah,
plays, even the games, it's so difficult. So difficult. Everything is like coming to like dangerous times now. Because after Brighton, we are going to play Mansfield in the FA Cup. Bro,
mm,
I expect everybody to be changed because it is now crucial moment now. We don't expect any only unnecessary injuries.
yeah,
I think that's a game for like players like not because they are not important, but players like Max Dowman, players like
yeah,
Mari Salmon to play, even like okay, obviously Kepa can play, but I don't expect to see Rice or Saka or Gabriel in those games
mm,
because what what will we say? Hey God,
nah, that,
because
that,
it's
that,
everything needs to be managed right now. Even the goals, as you said, goals need to be managed. The way we concede need to be managed. Nah,
yes, 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 yes. So I would say I agree with you for Eze a
is a
4.
four.
Saka, I would say Saka. Saka is Saka.
I'll give Saka
I'll
a seven.
I'll give him a 7. Yeah, Saka
Yeah,
is 7.
yeah,
The only thing I'm just missing from Saka right now is his scoring form.
yeah.
You know those his runs where he will cut
Cut in.
in on his
Yeah,
left
take
and
it one time.
wrap the ball,
Yeah,
right? I think he's he's not as instinctive as before, so he's trying to find the right space, the right moment, and
he
everything is
said,
just
yeah,
getting
yeah.
ricocheting off it. Like I'm like, what's going on here? But how you know he's a quality player is that even when he's not delivering on the goal front, he's contributing to our attack.
And you can
Like,
give him the ball again. Give him
yes,
again. Give him again.
yes,
Something will stop. Something is about to happen. If it's not
absolutely.
going in, he might if you give him the ball now and he tries to cut in and he tries to maybe find a wider space, because the old time Saka, he would, a small space is enough
Mm.
for him to wrap it around, or he even wrap it around players that are in front.
Yes.
So he's not waiting for the wide space. That's the old Saka. So now that he's trying to find the wide space, whatever, if he does that on the first time, on the second one, trust me, he's taking you outside to his
Yeah.
right foot, shimmying you on. So he's very adaptable. He's dangerous. Basically,
Yeah.
like something would always happen, and he can't give me like on a normal Saka's good day, he won't give you less than 7.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah.
why we know he's star boy. Star boy is star boy.
Starboy.
But going to the left, Trossard. Ooh, would I even give Trossard a if I say a 5, it's because he had a lot of the ball. But
What did
I will give
Trossard do
him
that Eze did not do? I mean, what did Eze do that Trossard did not do? 4. It's the same thing. Well, do you understand?
I
Get
would say the difference is that he was even showing up. He was coming deep.
true,
He
sha.
was taking those central positions of a 10,
True,
even more
true,
than Easy.
true.
Though he
And
was putting us under pressure of putting the ball
yeah,
in risky
yeah,
situations. But he was
yeah,
showing up. He
true.
actually played more of the 10 role most
Than
of that
Eze.
first half than
True,
Eze.
sha.
Eze was positioning himself as a supporting striker.
He was even just hiding from the ball. He was
That's what it looked
hiding
like to
from the
me.
ball. Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me. So I would still agree with a 4 because he was way, way, way below
And
his
he put
standard.
us at risky moments too defensively.
A lot of
Unnecessary,
risky ones.
unnecessarily,
Unnecessary ones. Yeah.
unnecessary, misplacing the passes. Trying to dribble in front of your box, and
When he does that, I'm like,
I'm like,
bro,
why?
why?
Just kick it. Go and do that one in front of their box. Don't do it in front of our box. So that's why
Oh
I'll
well.
give him.
I,
I'll give
I
him a
would
4.
definitely agree. I agree with a 4, sure. But Gyökeres, what would you give Gyökeres?
I'll give Gyökeres a 6.
Yeah.
It wasn't a poor game. He was trying to do his link up. I think, he was trying to run the channels as well. But
Yeah.
no more summertime, that guy should go and do some training, some one-on-one trainings with strikers that are running from the left wing. Like I'm not a professional footballer, but when we are doing that, we when you're playing football, you that's where you do step over. That's where you just do one step over.
You know,
I'm not saying you should do the 20. Do one step over to create that space. That's
yes.
what we are used. So he needs to do more of that because he misses so many
Too
of those
much.
balls.
You know
Like
when we
Chalobah
actually
doesn't
serve
have
him on the channel,
business.
when we serve him on the channel, like down
Yeah.
the channel, and he runs with the
Most
ball.
times it's always ending up like that.
Yes. And
Wow.
it's so, 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 so
Nah.
predictable in the
Yeah.
sense that even the defenders know that he's not going to go past me.
Yeah.
He's not going to
Just
go
wait,
past me.
just wait, just wait. This is what
Just
he's doing. This is what he's doing.
and
So
once he delays and he gets doubled up on,
they catch him.
that's the end.
Nah. But aside from that, that's why I'm not giving him higher than 6 because
Mm.
those things were lacking. But his link up play, he
His link
was
up play, his hold
his
up
link up
was
play was
commendable this
good,
time around.
and he
So
was getting into those positions that created problems for Chelsea's defense as well.
yeah,
So like it
yeah,
wasn't
he
a
is a handful. We
yeah,
cannot deny the fact that he's a handful.
yeah.
But as for the substitutes, Norgard came on, Martinelli came on. I think Martinelli was the best of them. In terms of contributing to the play,
Yeah,
he
I
was the
think
reason they got a red card.
yeah, and
Yeah,
he gave them problems as well. Like
absolutely. He gave them something to think of on the
yeah,
left,
yeah,
unlike what we had with Trossard while he was there. So
especially when
he
they were
put them on the
pushing
back foot.
for, especially when they were pushing for an equalizer. Like he put
Yes,
them on the
they were
back.
pressing. They were pressing for that,
Yeah,
and I would say big ups to Arteta on his
yeah,
call to even take out
Trossard,
uh Trossard, take
Rice,
out
Declan
Declan Rice.
Rice.
Though that was an unfortunate one, but it
Yeah,
was necessary for us to take out. Then bringing in Kai and bringing in Norgard. For me, I would say Kai was one of the big contributors as well in terms of
yeah,
his aerial dominance. You could see that the
Yeah.
difference in technicality was there
Yeah.
compared to
Yeah.
Gyökeres, like what he does
Yeah.
with the ball at his feet.
Yeah.
The qual-
Yeah.
and we didn't see him that way, but Gyökeres is making us appreciate him more.
Yeah. That was why we wanted him to play with Gyökeres. That's Kai
Yeah,
Havertz to be in the
yeah. Just
team. So
he's
because as Eze played 90 minutes, we still did not see
we
we
didn't see
would have
that.
made use of Gyökeres in those situations with Kai
Mm,
and stuff. But
hmm
yeah,
But I'll give everybody that came on a standard five, right?
yeah,
But yeah, standard five. But ultimately, I think this is just the next step towards our potential trophy.
9 more
And
games now.
yeah,
C9,
yeah.
C9 to Premier League.
And we are still in 4 competitions.
Yep.
This is an interesting one. A lot of
That's
Arsenal fans actually forget that we haven't been in this position in the longest.
since when? We would have dropped from 1 or 2 competitions. We are still
Yes, we are used to
we,
draw. You
we have a
you
cup
know what we
final already.
you know what we usually say.
That
Now we
February
can
would
focus
have.
on the FA Cup and Premier League. Now we can focus on the Premier League. We
Now
will
we
say
are
when we
still
when we get out of the Carabao, saying it's Carabao Cup,
in
we
Carabao
can
Cup.
focus on FA Cup, Premier League, and Champions League. When we now get out of FA Cup, we'll say we can focus on the league and the Champions League.
When
Then
we
when the
not down
Champions
from
League
Champions
doesn't work
League,
out,
and that's why we're focusing on the league. When the league doesn't work out, we're focusing on top four.
oh my god! That's just owing to the fact that we've come a long way, right? And I know the
We've come a
anxiety
long
is
way. We've come a long
the
way.
anxiety is still heavy on the fan base because there's a desire for getting over the line because we have that quality now. But
Yeah.
my own word to the fan base is hang in there. This is a moment we should relish, right?
Yep.
I know we want the outcome to be the best. We want a quadruple. We want to win all the trophies we haven't won before. But I think we need to take a moment to look at where we have come to as a club and be proud of it and move on to the next game with that energy.
Yeah. And we should just enjoy the moment. Like
Yes.
enjoy because if we want to be in the conversations of the great clubs that are season winners that win like every year, that
Yeah.
means this type of scenario, this type of situation is going to
Mm-hmm.
happen again. That means we'll be
Again,
in the
yes.
running by February, we'll be in the running by March. Like how what it requires of us is like come rain, come shine. Like if we are one goal up or it's still nil or they equalize, let us not now bring up like, all of that because you can
Yeah.
imagine the Emirates. That's why sometimes it's always like even better to play away from the Emirates than in
Yeah.
Emirates,
I say
because
every beam and column in that stadium, the stadium itself, every
yeah,
fabric of the stadium is
everything
under
was so
pressure.
tense. I was like,
Nerves.
God, like it's here again. So
Yeah.
it's a lot. So by the time that comes to like that calmness comes and we're just enjoying the moment, enjoying being in this like this this running moment, then we can like support the team either 0-0, 1-0. Or we can actually have the confidence to actually talk without adding to the tense pressure that
Yeah.
the team would always like. Even the fan base is talking about like, we're crumbling and they don't have the mentality. Like, yes, we have not been there before, but
hmm
it just takes one. Just do it one time, and you are experienced to have done
Yeah.
it before. Then when you are now doing it again, you know what it takes. Even us will be able to react different. Like it's
Absolutely. And
February, it's
believe.
March,
And
and we
believe.
believe that yes, we can still do it.
You
It's
can still
five
do it.
points, bro. It's 5 points against Pep's team. Yes, they are chasing us, but for us to even be in that situation where we are 5 points ahead, and it could have been more if
It could have
we
been.
if we did not dull ourselves. So
Yeah.
when you see situations like that, you're like, man, we are actually like we are not as bad as people are saying we are. We're not crumbling.
Well,
The team is so far showing. showing strong mentality despite all the setbacks and all. So it's
And
something
long may it
to
continue.
it's something
Long
to
may
be
it
proud
continue.
about, and it's something to stand on. And for sure, I'm
Yes.
good.
Thank you so much, brother. This
One
has
time,
been,
man.
a great conclusion to a fantastic win. Week looks very, very light right
It's
now.
it's still
I
top of the
was
league. 9 games
still
to
top
go.
of the league, 5 points clear, though with a game in hand for City, but our responsibility is our own games, not any other team's game.
Yep.
We focus on what we can do. The
Yep.
next up is Brighton, and we are going to do the job there. Come on, the
Congrats.
Arsenal.
Come on,
Ah!
Gunners.